nosh and soups to omelets and full entrees, choose from low-fat and gluten-free or indulge in one of My Delicious Deli's signature deli sandwiches. Bring your family and friends to dine in or take out. Open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to go, or for all of your catering needs. Visit us at mydeliciousdeli.com or give us a call at 561-393-3287. There is something for everyone. Join us at 7036 West Palmetto Park Boulevard in Boca Raton. 954-393-3287. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Hello, hello, and welcome. This is Ann Charlius, your host for Zero to Shero. We are so excited to come to you every Monday night where we highlight an amazing female superhero, what we call a Shero, not a hero, but a Shero. And tonight we have someone very special here with us. But first things first, let's handle some housekeeping business. If you are watching right now, I want to thank you. If you're listening on iHeartRadio or in your car or listening on your radio, I want to thank you for listening. This is your opportunity right now to share this out. I'm going to ask my guest, Marsha, also to go to Shero Rising and share this out to her audience and fans and people who love her. And I want you to take this opportunity to do that also, because we never know in this moment how this message can have a positive impact on someone's life. Now, if this is the first time that you are tuning into our show, welcome. Let me introduce myself. I am Ann Charlius. I'm the former Director of Legal and Public Affairs for the Minority Chamber of Commerce, where I helped over 5,000 business owners. Now I'm a proud founder of Shero Rising, where I help entrepreneurs every day reach their goals. And in fact, we're at 6 out of 7 continents, so we are reaching people on a global level. And tonight's show was created because I realized that I was that girl many years ago that thought she was a zero. I was that girl that did not know that she had the power of history, a power of womanhood, of success behind her. And so we wanted to create this show called Zero to Shero to really help women find their power. Listen, hi to the guys if you're watching. We like you too, but this message is particular to women. And tonight's guest is definitely a superhero for me, more than you can even imagine. Her name is Marsha Gamble-Feldman. Is that correct?
Yes, I typically go by Marsha Feldman. Gamble's my maiden name.
Okay, wonderful. Well, listen, she is a wife. And look at that red. That's stunning on you, by the way. She is a wife. She is a mother. She is a community leader. And she is a charity supporter. Almost every weekend, she is running for a cure, for a charity event of some type. She's also the current president of the Aventura chapter of the National Association of Professional Women. She has 20 years experience with the federal government as a database analyst and supervisor. And you see that crown and that beautiful sash. She is also your reigning 2017 U.S. Ambassador for Women of Achievement. And listen, I'm almost out of breath, but she is so amazing. She's also a model, a public speaker. She is in a film. We were just talking about that. So she is your example of being a true Shero. So thank you so much for sharing your time. Are you excited?
Yes, I am. And thank you, Ann, for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. So I've shared a lot with the audience of who you are and what you do. Is there anything that I left out? Or maybe you want to give a little shout out to the kids if they're listening.
I'll give a shout out to the kids. Hi, Jillian and Stuart. I have 2 children, ages 10 and 8. And I mean, it's almost their bedtime, so I hope they are staying up a little bit to see their mommy online.
Hi. So tell us about the pageant system that you're part of.
Women of Achievement. It's all about the empowering women. It's all about the accomplishments that women have, and building up women's confidence. It's all about it's the love that you have for your community, all the community work you do, what you do to help others, and what you can do to help your community as well. And that's what Women of Achievement is all about. And that's what I do for Women of Achievement.
That's wonderful. And so you're the reigning queen. Part of you being a queen is having a platform. Can you tell the audience a little bit about your platform and what exactly does it entail?
Yes. My platform involves inspiring and empowering your passion, whatever it is. My passion happens to be running. And I run in the 5K, 10K, and half marathon races that I've running that has always helped some charity. And I've been doing it for the past 5 years. And not only that, but it's also the empowering your passion, whatever it is. So like if you're a cook, utilize it in some way that helps others. If you play a musical instrument, try to find a way to utilize it to help others, so it can help charities or causes, or maybe even a person at a charity event, so forth. That's what my platform entails.
That's wonderful. And I know you do 5Ks, and last weekend you did a 10K for charity. What do you love about running?
Running for me is a way of meditation. It actually clears my mind. When I run, a lot of thoughts come in my head, that ideas and things like that, but it's also just a way of just losing weight and maintaining my weight. And that's how I really started getting into it. There was a point in time where after having my 2 children, I was out of control as far as my body was. I was just out of control. I needed to do something about it. So that's how I actually got into running. I started going outside and running around in my neighborhood and then I started signing up for 5Ks and 10Ks and things like that, because it actually helped me keep up with the running, and it slowly was maintaining my body until the point where I maintained and obtained this athletic model's body after about 3 years into it, and also earning medals. I had, at that time, about 3 years in, 100 medals to show for all the accomplishments I've from all the charity races that I've been in, but also I exceeded in those and excelled in those races, getting either first, second, or third place in it. So it's not even just an accomplishment, but it's all the charities I represent when I look at that rack of medals. But so I said, okay, now I got this model's body from running. What can I do with it? I went from looking fat and my body being out of control to having this. What can I do with it? And all of a sudden I get this ad from my sportswear place. I was buying these socks, these compression socks from SLS3, which is SLS Tri is what the 3 stands for. And what they did was they offered, they wanted to find out if anyone who's interested in being a brand ambassador for them. And so what they were reaching out to people, and you had to fill out a resume and show your scores, and you had to show pictures of you racing and stuff.
Right.
But all they really wanted was someone. You didn't have to be that great at racing or running, but they wanted someone who's always out in their community.
Right, committed.
Yeah, committed in their community, going to a lot of races and wearing their gear. And so when I applied for that, they actually chose me. So they sent me a whole huge box of all their running gear, a hat, and things like that to wear for all my 2015 races, which I did. And I had all the pictures to show for it. And because I was always winning the medals too, a lot of the times it would be like an extra photo that would be on Facebook. It would be on that charity's website, because they always would show the people that won the awards, and it was showing their brand. So that's what that's how I kind of got into starting in the modeling from that, and from the pictures from that, and going from there into pageantry and getting pictures for that as far as my running goes, and even having glamour pictures done for the pageantry and things like that you need, and that got me into the modeling part.
I think it's a good lesson because a lot of times I meet individuals that are looking to become brand ambassadors, but they're not showing consistency, they're not showing commitment, yet they want people to have them as a brand ambassador. And I think you highlighted the importance, audience, listen up, the importance of being consistent with your message, and you're doing a great job. Now, I want to change the subject a little bit and talk about the National Association of Professional Women. You are the president of the Aventura chapter, which I love, the city of Aventura. Great city. Can you tell us a little bit about that organization? How do people join? How do they join your chapter? Because actually, this station actually does go all the way out into Aventura.
Oh, great. Oh, sure. I would love to tell you about it. The National Association of Professional Women is a great way to actually get inspired. That's when I first went into being a member of the National Association of Professional Women. I went there and I got totally inspired by the great lady members that were in there, hearing about how they brought their businesses built it from the ground up, and just a lot of them, amazingly to me, have written a lot of books. So that was an amazing thing for me in the beginning, to just see all these people that have written books, and I'm like, oh wow, well, I mean, if maybe it's not so hard to actually author a book. So a little bit later, I did end up writing my first magazine article, and NAPW totally inspired me in that aspect. Later, I became the president. About 2 years ago, I became the president of the Aventura chapter. And Star Jones actually heads the National Association of Professional Women.
And we love Star Jones.
Yes. Yeah, she's great. And she has all the chapters. She has these e-chapter meetings twice a month that you can actually just go online through the webinar, and she'll do the opening statements and typically the closing statements. And then she'll have 3 VIP members from all across the United States speak about themselves, to give themselves some advertising on their business or whatever. And then they go into whatever the topics are of the month, which is what we go over in our meetings. We have a set agenda of topics, one each month, and we cover in some way, shape, or form that topic. So for instance, this month's topic is embracing your wins. And I have on October 30th, my next meeting. It's going to be at Serendipity Labs in Aventura, who's hosting our meeting. And that's another thing I do, is I reach out to the local business community in the Aventura.
Stacy said hi. Stacy said
in the
hi.
Aventura area. Thank you. Hi, Stacy. Yeah. And get people in the business community to host our meetings in exchange to expose them to our ladies and our big network of women. So it's all about connecting and making those connections, business connections, and just even personal relationships. It's a great place for me, like I said, of inspiration. So Serendipity Labs is our host for the next meeting. And we're going to have Dr. Goldstein, who isn't a member, but come in and speak about embracing your wins. And she's going to come and see what NAPW is all about. And my chapter is open for guests. If you'd like to come to Serendipity Labs in Aventura, you're welcome to come to my chapter. I give people one free session, one free meeting to check out what it's all about. People can bring guests if they like. But it's a fabulous, fabulous place to network with women.
And I love that, because that's so much part of my movement. I don't believe we as women need to compete. We can collaborate as a community and become that much stronger. And so I love that your organization is about that also. Now, you shared a little thing about the fact that after having 2 kids, your body wasn't the same. I think all the women out there listening saying, oh, yes, we understand. And even some of the men, they understand that. Was that one of your zero moments, or do you have a zero moment, and how you were able to overcome that zero moment?
No, that was my zero moment. That definitely was the lowest point that I felt in my life for myself. And and I had to do something to change it. I felt like I saw a picture of myself at work at a chair at a function at work. And when I saw that picture, I didn't even know it was me. It's like when you're out, when you're taking care of these little children and you're maintaining the house and I'm working and these kids are getting dropped off at daycare and so forth. It's just a lot and you don't even pay attention to yourself. And that's what happened to me. So that was my zero moment, was actually right there seeing that picture and then trying to turn it around from that point.
Absolutely.
And yet turning around would be like that 3 point in time 3 years later where I started noticing, wow, look what running has actually done for me. How can I utilize what I have from running? So, and that's when I got into, like I said, the ads with the SLS3 and
Yes.
running for that and so forth. And then that got me into pageantry. Later I got into pageantry, got into modeling and so forth. So.
And I love that you share that story, how one door leads to another door that leads to another door. Because often in life, for all our listeners, people do not usually have an overnight success. It's usually building blocks that happen under the table, in the dark, without anyone watching. And you see the final results, but you don't realize the steps that it took to get there. And so what is one of your Shero moments where you really felt your full power?
Oh, well, there's a lot of times I felt my full power, but I would say one of the most recent things that I've done is, and actually a lot of things just come out by chance, opportunities that I decided to embrace. And one of them was there's this powerful man out in Orlando named Sean Roberts, and he is leading a coalition for anti-bullying. He's actually running that charity called AMRAC, which is actually karma backwards. So
I love that.
Yeah, it's great. It was a great name he came up with. He had reached out to me seeing that I was Ms. United States and just saw me on Facebook and friended me and asked me if I was willing to help out in his charity in any way. I said, yeah, sure, I would love to. Anything you need for me to do. And, you know, he said, okay, but it's going to involve coming out to Orlando. And that's like a 4-hour drive for me. But I said, okay, yeah, I'll do it. You know, just thinking, just kind of looking ahead. I had like a good feeling about it. I went ahead and went to Orlando. And sure enough, he's filming a movie. He's actually producing a movie called AMRAC for anti-bullying. So, and it's at a school with kids and everything. And he actually gave me a role in his movie, being like the actual secretary of the school, like
Wow.
the person that greets the parents and the students, and then you're like the assistant to the principal. And that was a major role in the piece that I did. And then you're always being seen by all the kids and stuff coming in. So he gave me that part. I was really honored by that. And that was just one thing to show you. You just don't know what one opportunity, how big it actually might be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And by the way, we have some audience members chiming in. Vana Nicole, she says, great work. You both are inspiring, which is phenomenal. And do you know what Jeff Fieldman?
Yeah, that's my husband.
Oh, he said hi. He
Whoa, hey, Jeff.
Because he popped up and I'm like, okay, that's the same last name. They must have some type of connection. So we wanted to say hello to them. Now, I'm sure you have some events coming up. What's on the horizon for you over the next couple of months?
Okay, well, actually, in the next week and a half or so, I'm going to be a speaker on a panel at Entrepreneurs Living Their Dream for 2017. One of the members from NAPW exposed me to this event and actually got me into being a speaker there, which is fabulous. Like I said, that's what NAPW is all about, networking and making connections and things like that, and creating great opportunities with the ladies within. And I'm going to be a speaker there. I'm going to be signing autographs, and that's on October 26th, and that's an all-day event. That's the day I'm going to be speaking. It's actually a 2-day event. It also runs on the 25th. But also on October 30th, again, my NAPW meeting in Aventura at Serendipity Labs at 6:30 p.m. And then next month, pretty much, I'm going to be heading to California because I'm going to be crowning my successor, like on November 12th. So, and that'll be in Long Beach on board the Queen Mary ship, which is where I was crowned myself. And that was a fabulous experience last year, and I'll get to experience again for the next person, and get to meet the new Ms. United States Ambassador Queen.
And I have to say this because some of the people that are listening, you're a mom, you're a dad, and for you in your mind, who you are as a person stops at that. Who am I? I am mom, period. Who am I? I am dad, period. One of the things that I love about Marsha and why she has a special place in my heart is because she epitomizes the fact that you are more than a mom. Being a mother is amazing, most important job in the world, but you're more than that. Your kids will get older, they will grow up and have their own life, and so you can never lose your voice. And I just want to share, I want to brag on her a little bit because she's so humble, but she's been in magazines. Look at this, you guys. Magazines. This is the Aventura magazine with Jason on there, the action hero. And look at this. She's been in magazines, newspapers. We're not saying these things to impress you. We are saying these things to impress upon you that as a mother, you can do so much. You can be a role model and example to your children. Listen, I have stacks and stacks of media on her, but you can be a role model saying that, you know what, I can be a great mom, but I can also have my voice. So what personal message would you like to give mothers out there?
Well, first of all, it's never too late to actually try something new. All this great things that started happening to me happened after age 40. I'm 44 years old now, and
44 and looking 21, okay?
And it wasn't until, after that, life actually started becoming great for me, where I actually enjoying my life, and all these great things are happening, and being in the media, and being crowned Miss United States, and being president of the National Association of Professional Women. All that just happened in my 40s. So don't think it's ever too late. Don't be afraid to always try something new. I mean, even some of the modeling things I've done, going out and it was kind of scary in the beginning. I joined Model Mayhem. I started meeting photographers and actually meeting them for the first time to get pictures done and posing and stuff like that. That was actually scary, but you know what? I did it because I thought, what could be the worst thing that happens? The pictures turn out bad. You gotta take chances, and it always has worked out for me. So yeah,
very good, very good. Now, when you go on stage, because a lot of people they're thinking pageantry, I can't even imagine. Okay, Marsha, and I hear you. I'm gonna go out there and be that woman superhero. But getting on stage with all those eyes on you, that is going to, public speaking is one of the most fearful things out there. What do you say to a woman who's always wanted to be a pageant queen, but has that fear?
Well, that was like me. I mean, I started pageantry just 2 years ago at age 42. The worst thing that can happen is you're not going to win. But what the great thing is you got out there and did it. And then you actually might have done something you've always wanted to do your whole life, like I did. My whole life, I always wanted to be in a pageant. And that was one of those moments I had where, oh my gosh, while I still had the chance, let me just try a pageant. And I did it. And, I was one of those people too. I'm an athlete. I didn't typically wear heels.
Evening gowns?
Earrings and gowns and the faux lashes or any of that. This is all kind of new just within the past couple of years. And it's from being in pageantry and being with the women in there. It changed me, but I love who I've become because of it. And with that, I become more confident. I mean, just walking the runway now I walk so great in heels. It's like, it's natural to me. I wear heels all the time. Even downtown Miami, I'll walk a mile to my bank and back in heels. And it's not a problem for me. I'm so used to it. So, Practice always makes perfect. You always have to do that. You always have to practice, but don't be afraid to try out a pageant. Really, it's just a matter of filling out the application and paying the fees, but know what you're getting into. Be prepared for it. What your platform is, make sure you explain it well, and make sure you're out there actually doing it too. Be authentic.
Be authentic. I was just going to ask you about what are some business or life lessons that you've learned along the way, but I think you started off with one, and that's be authentic. I love that. That's a great A word. Be authentic. Are there other lessons you've learned along the way?
Don't let someone stop you from doing your dream, whatever it is. Pageantry, maybe getting into modeling. Don't let people talk you out of it. If whatever your passion is, whatever there's something that you're interested in, and you think you're the mother that just had the kids, you're too old for it, or no, it's now the time for the kids to have their thing, and that's all I'm going to show on Facebook are my kids because I'm just going to shut myself out of expanding and doing these great things. Don't do it. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. Don't even talk yourself out of it. If there's something you want to do, you just go for it. Just try it. Just think of what the worst thing could possibly happen. And usually it's not too bad.
Yeah, usually the worst doesn't happen. You're absolutely right. Well, we only have a minute and a half left. The time just flies by when you're having fun, I tell you. Had a great time with you. Now, for those who are listening or watching via Facebook or Periscope, how do they reach out to you? How do they connect with you?
Yeah, you can go to my website, which is www.marshafeldman.com. You can also reach out to me. I have links in there to my Facebook page, my LinkedIn page, and there's my NAPW Aventura chapter page, and there's also my Women of Achievement page, which is at Mrs. Florida WOA on Facebook, and that's my Twitter account as well. Because I was Mrs. Florida before becoming Ms. United States, so that's still my handle for that.
And we have Barbara Craig that jumped into the discussion. She's out of Ireland, and she said you did a fantastic job and so inspiring also. And we have Stacy Simpson saying something. She said, it takes 10 no's to get to a yes. Leaning into discomfort allows you to get that yes. You have to ask for it. Absolutely, Stacy. You got to have that, no means next opportunity type of mindset. You can't take no as a rejection to you. Maybe it's just not right for that particular person. So well done. It was such a pleasure meeting you in person and connecting with you. I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. You can connect with me on all social media as Shero Rising. And if you would like to have a complimentary session where we talk about what your goals are and how you can finish 2017 strong, go ahead and text the word Shero. That's SHERO. SHERO to the number 77948. That's the number 77948. And text the word Shero. You will be connected into my calendar where you can book a complimentary session. So until next time, you guys go out there and be a Shero. Bye.
Thank you.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Would you like answers to life's questions? Then